There's no Yi for Valentina. That means there's Farsa. I have a wild idea with the Xavier. I'm not sure if they want to pick it here.
Yeah.
The Ducid, right? I cannot believe like Ducid made it to the end of the draft. This is so unprecedented, you know?
Yeah. I do like the high loss though, because it creates so much front wall kind of opportunity for Balexi to stay in the back line and do his thing. So this is one of the things that maybe would be interesting. But speaking of interesting, that's the Thamus debut again. Papara SuperMassive just bring in all of the I wouldn't say weird, but these unique hero picks.
Thamus. I guess Thamus in the high loss is whatever. I'm not. I don't know, dude. It feels like game one. It feels very weird. I'm with the YBG draft.
Yeah. It's sort of like the Thamus in the jungle clears super fast. I think one of the fastest spider jungles. You wouldn't want to put him in the EXP lane unless maybe Lucas in the jungle. Well, we'll see as we go into game number 2. YBG 1 game away. Papara SuperMassive really has to make some massive plays, lock in, and try to take 1 game off of China. It's China versus Turkey once again, jumping into the land of Dawn. Husky, this is kind of weird if I could say so. Wasa, okay, so it's gonna be Thamus XP.
Thamus XP, Lucas jungle, and a Badang roam. They're all playing in, I mean, according to the role for sure, but you have some ways to catch the Fanny, although it's not the most reliable. I guess better than nothing, right? Now, we saw game 1, YBG just won off of a snowball. And now, they have snowbally heroes. Tusin, Fanny, Bruno, Jawhead. Like, you mess up the early game, this game might just end.
Ooh, that's a nice little cable action there from Lucas. But then again, to your point, yeah, I do have to agree with you. Super snowbally heroes. Papara SuperMassive wants to play 5-on-5, but look at that side lane. Moji goes down by the hands of Lucas.
Oh, he was just trying to make it to the bottom lane. Xiao was in danger. Like, he just lost the lane. You just got pushed out like that. You just lost.
What?
He's gonna willingly tank the aggro. Give it to Balexi, baby. That's 2 lanes. That's essentially 1 lane destroyed.
A worthy sacrifice. He might have not died if he just stood a little bit outside the turret range, but then again, maybe it's all according to plan. Let him cook, as I say. Speaking of which, the flicker already burned out by Unicorn, trying to pull Bloodspent over.
Here comes Lucas again. Bloodspent, flickers, able to dash away just in time before that lift. Could have been a 3rd kill, but Turtle now spawns.
This is the aggression that YBG is known for. They're ramping up the tempo. It's 2-1. The 1 kill was just Ares sacrificing his life for Balexi to come online a little bit sooner, as Unicorn pushing After Dark away from the rest of the lanes.
Just look at the minimap on that bot side, right? Like, Xiao hasn't hit 4 yet, just got pushed out of lane thanks to Balexi. And this, like, that goal lane is essentially over, right? Like, we talk about Bruno being able to lane into a Harry because he does so much crit damage with the passive. And now, Doran's pathway set up. Here comes Lucas. Didn't get the turtle, sadly. Lucas forced to back off. A lot of damage from Papara SuperMassive. Maybe this is not going the way that YBG thought it would be because Moji is actually pretty strong. And just like that, Papara SuperMassive gets an objective and a kill.
Not a lot of damage as of now in the early game. As Papara SuperMassive, like I said, they like to play these team fight compositions. They like to play these team fight fights. Look at Ares though, pushed away by Bloodspent. Dashed over the wall, keeps himself safe for now. But then again, YBG needs to go for all these pickoffs. But as of now, it's a little bit too early for them.
Like, your Harif is suffering. Like, Harif is legitimately suffering. That wave is going to crash in, and I think Lucas might have an angle to go for a dive. Decides against it, right? Continues to power farm. And, man, Xiao is just getting held hostage. This bottom lane is not fun at all. Even the plating on the turret is almost completely shaved off by Balexi. Wonder how far he is ahead. I'm pretty sure the current 300 goal advantage that YBG has all comes from Balexi on that bottom side.
I think YBG understands that Xiao is one of the cornerstones of Papara SuperMassive. Find a way, looking for an angle, just blocking the entrance paths. There's a human face crack.
What a wall, actually clips him on the edge. This could be great for Papara SuperMassive. And they find a double kill. Moji getting that one, a triple kill for the Lucas. And that is just a bit unfortunate. YBG thought they were out of range, but no, the wall came up at the very end by Frostbite. Meanwhile, midside Lucas tries to fight, but cannot out-damage Wasa.
There's another round pop for good measure as well. But on the bottom side, though, Balexi actually takes down that turret. He knows that it's not his time to shine as of yet. And now, gold lead favoring Papara SuperMassive as long as they fight as 5 apes are strong together.
Incredibly strong, in fact. This does change kind of the dynamics of this game, right? Like, Fanny not able to get a snowball off. It's not the one that we thought it would be. In fact, I thought Lucas would go for lethal ignition, but in fact, he went for Impure Rage. Second turtle up on the board. Moji looking incredibly comfortable with the killing spree and the level lead over Fanny, which might lead some XP lead over Fanny. You don't see often. A toss on the afterdraft. He purifies to get away. And back like destroyed by Bloodsped. And Moji who comes in. Lucas will finally take out Bloodsped, but now has to retreat. Getting stuck on by Moji, but able to cable to safety.
There was an insane wall by Bloodsped, loses his life, but creates so much opportunity for Papara SuperMassive. 2k gold ahead. They lost their bottom side T1, but Xiao, they want to go in for the T1 mid side. You see Lucas coming, so they back off. That was such a beautiful, beautiful team fight by Papara. The game plan right now for YBG, go for that split push. Bring that Fanny onto the off lanes, try to pull Papara SuperMassive apart.
Oh yeah. Like, even for Papara SuperMassive, all things considered, right? 2k gold lead, 5.5 minutes in, able to stabilize Xiao's state of the game. He took the most punishment in the early game. Now YBG, they don't really have that snowball element anymore, so this game has just become a lot more manageable.
Yeah. For Papara SuperMassive, they're actually equalizing the tempo that YBG are bringing onto the table as well. They are going straight for these turrets, going straight for the objectives, and pulling Lucas away from the rest of the team. But look at where Balexi is. A tit for tat. There's a turret taken for both sides of the map.
A pullback on that Shadow Stampede. Fish got trapped, dropped the first pathway, just trying to survive through the onslaught of Papara SuperMassive, but just like the name suggests, too much damage. Hylos is gone. Balexi shows himself, even uses the worldie, but Papara SuperMassive willing to take this fight if YBG dares challenge them.
Oh man, the gap closers for Papara SuperMassive. I understand now why Wasa was actually picked up, because the true damage is basically a small little AoE. Whenever the Inferno erupts, it's true damage onto all targets trapped underneath Bloodsped's walls. So it was a really, really good combo that I completely overlooked. And Moji though, this is just insane with the new killing spree, newly updated killing spree, giving him leases of life, trying to chase down his targets, a true lion in nature.
The turtle on the board. This game felt like it's gone on longer than it is. Then that's kind of the state we're in right now. Right? Incredible pacing from both teams. It's playing so fast. Papara SuperMassive with the priority. Of course, top tier 1 of YBG goes down. YBG thinking of contesting. Glorious Path drop very early. Papara SuperMassive pulls out the turtle. No full commitment. In fact, they found Balexi. Balexi forced to flicker away. Xiao chasing for him. Can't get the single fisher. Meanwhile, Moji almost taken down. Lucas can't find a kill, but Moji will disengage. NetherRealm gets used. Resources expanded by Papara SuperMassive, and now it's the late stage of the fight. What more gas do they have left in the tank? It seems like enough to stay alive.
Moji healing a little bit back up. They're going straight for that turtle once again. They won't be able to contest for this. Was YBG easily picks that one up. Moji doesn't want to risk it. Finally taking a turtle for themselves. Here comes Lucas though.
Almost getting trapped in the enemy jungle, but look at that, it's a Herculean effort. Blossom misses a flicker, fist crack, and now he's gonna lose his life, finally punished by YBG. Another live back onto Wasa. He's able to leap away. Papara SuperMassive trying to keep the structure alive, but not really sure if they can do it for any longer.
Oh man, the Juicin is just so annoying once again. The Lantern always constantly pulling and pushing enemies away. And the positioning of Unicorn makes it so hard for Papara SuperMassive to close that gap onto Unicorn. and thinning the economy line down to 1,000 gold lead.
Bot tier 2 barely saved for now, but still, I mean, Papara SuperMassive, they're the one retaining a bit of that goal advantage, right? 1.5k. So it's closer than, you know, it looks on the surface.
Yeah, but the damage from Xiao is a little bit too much. Unicorn actually popped the Crimson Beacon to get away safe, but here comes Moji, trying to take one for himself. Won't want to commit any longer. It's constant push and pull. It's a boxing fight. Everyone's touching and going, but no one's actually falling.
In 40 seconds, this is going to implode, potentially implode, in fact, with Lore being a point of contention. Obviously, Lucas doing what the Fanny does best, going to go for the split push. Very quick response from Papara SuperMassive to stop any more of that shenanigans. Especially, it was the long lane that was getting pushed. Now Conceal, After Dark in a good position. He's not going to get pinged by the Lantern. But that means that this Conceal used nothing for YBG.
I think it's just to open up the map and create space for that Lord to come in, because YBG knows that Papara SuperMassive doesn't have anyone that they can send to that long lane away from the Lord. So they will have the upper hand in this Lord fight if they keep everyone else at bay. And you know that Ares is already in position.
This is not going to be easy. To get a toss back, a pull,
Ooh.
instant flicker. So Ares escapes death, but of course at the cost of his battle spells. Whereas for Bloodfed, he still has that flicker. And we've seen him set up some incredible plays, and that's what really kept that early game under control for Papara SuperMassive.
Yeah. It's a supermassive death ball if you ever get a little bit too close. It's YBG playing it very patiently. They want to draw them out, but all this time wasted though. Unicorn takes a lot of damage from Wasa. Bloodsfet waiting for a right target.
It's slowly getting that mid-bush control for now, but YBG, they're going to take the time to push the top side, engage Unicorn. Oh, Benny gets away with the flicker Crimson Beacon. They force out the Nether Realm. So Papara SuperMassive has committed their resources. Flicker, Fishcrack, everything, and without it, YBG might just have a way back into this. Blade Armor picked up by Wasa. Of course, there's a reset for Dusin. Unicorn won't be here for a while. Lucas trying to get in, bang the damage. Wasa gets taken out. This is not looking good for Papara SuperMassive. Lucas want to go for the steal. Dodge the knockout from the Lord and takes it with him. And YBG, with patience and calculations, have gotten the objective. And now, with Unicorn back in the fight, it is cleanup time. Mop them up. 3 for YBG at the cost of 1.
But Lexi's just gunning it down. The balls are a little bit too painful for Supermassive to tank. They wasted all their resources. The Fist Crack-a-lacka onto 2, and everyone steps out of the way, but creating a lot of opportunity for YBG to come into play. This Moji was not there when the Lord was taken down, and was a free Lord marching down on the bottom side. Papara SuperMassive back on that back foot.
Wow, how the tables have turned. Almost a 3k goal advantage. Lord coming in bot side. SuperMassive should be able to defend against this for now. And I'd say this is definitely not the end of the world. I mean, SuperMassive, we saw that if they can get that engaged right, obviously it all falls onto Bloodsfed, but if he gets it right, and with Xiao now having that Holy Crystal, this game is still very possible for them to make a comeback.
Yeah, but Alexi has the Malefic gun already, so there's a lot of distance that he's able to cover. And he heals everything back up as well, so YBG is the death ball in return as of now. So Xiao has to play it really, really safe, because you don't want to put or commit into anything. Once your Xayman force is up, that's when YBG sounds the alarm and takes you out. So a little bit of a tricky situation for Supermassive. It's not the end of the world as of yet, but YBG's mid-tier 1 still standing, creating so much opportunity for YBG to engage into the jungles and push on to the aggression.
We did see that Fish God just picked up the Favorite Blessing on his boot, so even more healing. Of course, purple buff will be secured by Papara SuperMassive. They stuck together like a death ball. Like, both fights that YBG won was because they were able to get the Nether Realm out from After Dark and then re-engage, because they have Dusin, right? It's long drawn out fight. Dusin, Bruno, Fanny, They're all so good at it. It's the same exact modus operandi as what Aurora Turkey did against Falcus Mena, where you get that NetherRealm out of the way and then you fight them on even grounds instead of a 5v10, it's just a 5v5.
Yeah. And I think YBG, they're adapting to how Supermassive wants to play. And they're a little bit quick on the adapt as well. So Lord spawning up in 20 seconds. They're fighting the long lane, trying to make sure that their lanes are pushing into their favor for both teams. But YBG does have the Fanny, though. It makes it so much easier for him to be mobile all across the map.
Yeah, I mean, look at this, right? It's already set up to be a slow push on the top side. Instant conceal. Spotted out very quickly. The Papara SuperMassive isn't paying attention. That slow push is going to build up very, very quickly and become a threat to the inhibitor. And, well, to make things worse, Papara SuperMassive don't exactly have anyone to play side lanes effectively, right? You don't have a Moskov, you don't have like a Suyo or Joy. It's just relying on this the presence at the lower pit to stop YBG from taking the objective.
And speaking of relying, I think it's all on Bloodspet's fists. If he's able to make a really good engage, this might be Papara SuperMassive's game. But YBG can't make a single mistake this time around. They are, and they have the upper hand. It's just if they get a little bit too close, if they pull the trigger a little bit too early, this is where Papara SuperMassive can take advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, that slow push. This next wave is going to force that wave in. The Papara SuperMassive, if they take that mid-bush control, if you're Bloodspet, you're definitely looking at to see if you can get to Unicorn and blow him up before anything happens. Because that's one of the ways to stop YBG from extending the fight. And he's gonna do it, right? We talk about it.
Oh!
That engage is not enough, so the follow-up wasn't there in time. Then the revenues very early on. The health bar not expanded. This fight might have just ended. Bilexi untouched, and he's just scoring goals after goals. The lift up from Unicorn. He goes over the wall. He still goes down to the Harif, and Xiao is going to be the one that saves Papara SuperMassive. Tossed away by Ares, but still goes back in with After Dark. 3-4-3, despite YBG getting away the first time.
Lucas trying to find something, but won't be able to as all of them has recalled. A little bit too late on that one. Lucas might have waited a little bit longer and popped off all of the Nether Realms from Papara SuperMassive before entering. That might have been a game ender moment right there. But the fact of the matter is, without Lucas wiping out all of the Nether Realms, it might have been game over for YBG.
I mean, if Cell went down, that game would have been over for Papara SuperMassive for sure. We're dancing on a nice edge right now. All of that hard work culminating into this. I mean, Bloodspet is definitely one of the hidden MVPs, really setting up all these big plays in After Dark. Deathless so far on this experiments. We talk about if that NetherRealm is able to be utilized to its fullest potential, YBG is going to have a tough time taking on these fights.
Oh, Bloodspet finds Fish God. Bilexi dashes out of the way with a sidestep. Got the Lord already pushed in by Xiao. Trying to make quick work of it. They might want to blitz this down. It's a 17-minute game in this one. It's their health bars just whittling down. And YBG taking control of all of that. They have their eyes set on Bilexi. Won't be able to reach him though.
Man, Bilexi playing such a dangerous game. One misstep and that would have been game, but Unicorn, oh my goodness!
Ooh.
That's 2 tabs, the third one would have connected if he didn't have Crimson Beacon. Flicker back up in 3 seconds, but Unicorn has to recall right now. The power of the Harif in full display. Xiao decked out in his items essentially.
No more though, Ares.
He might just go down, yeah, it just disappears. How do you deal with the Harif? It's so hard to deal with. Way too strong.
No more NetherRealm. No more Ares. No one to set up for the rest of them. Bloodspet still has that flicker, so anytime he might be able to set out right another fist pack. It's going to be a very tricky situation for YBG.
Yeah, Unicorn has the flicker, and that's going to keep him alive. The Lord helping out YBG a little bit. Lucas wants to collect the kill, but Cell takes him out. That is going to be Lord for Papara SuperMassive. The first ever lead in almost 10 minutes for the Turkish team.
Yeah, they're fighting so hard, they know it. But Bloodspet just created that space, created opportunity for Xiao to do that damage. It's just so hard for YBG to come into a super massive team fight composition. Lloyd marching down the top side. Waves are pushing. There's going to be signs of life for them. They might lose out all of the T1s, but it does not matter as YBG. This is not a game ender moment now.
Not now, but they are going to have to start considering giving up resources. This mid tier 1 goes down and Lucas will suffer the consequences of not having access to purple buff. But thankfully that won't be the case, at least for the next minute. Supermassive, I wonder when's the last time they crossed that mid section of the map. It's been way too long.
They're still clearing off that waves. Waves are pushing in, these enhanced minions. They will finally take down that T1 as here comes Xiao.
Oh my god, almost blew out Unicorn in 2 hits of the enhanced basic attack. That's the conceal. This could be the be-all end-all. Depending on how you look at it, NetherRealm committed very early on. So no NetherRealm means that there is a chance for YBG if they can find that angle to start a fight.
It's a 50-second timer though. It's going to be a very short countdown for it, but they don't want to sound the horns as of now. Moji unable to close the gap onto Lucas. No one to trap him out. But now Glorious Pathway leading the charge though.
Bloodfed not easy to take down. Ares actually flickers into the middle, but wants to go for the eject the seat. Bloodfed loses the immortality, but it's all about Alexi and Cell. They both are the linchpins of the team, but Cell definitely stronger in this case. Mega kill for the Harif and 2 dead for YBG.
Oh man, looks like it's over. 45 seconds for Fish God and Unicorn that they can't do nothing about. YBG desperately hanging on. There's just single charge and Bloodfed!
Yeah, they gotta clear the wave. Lucas will try his best. Alexi stays alive. They actually take out Bloodfed. Bloodfed goes down. They need a lot more time than that. Immortality from Ares is gonna be popped. Alexi putting on a godlike defense. Mid-wave cleared out. So this game has not ended yet. There's a Lord spawning, and this one is enhanced. Past 18 minutes, Papara SuperMassive turns their attention to the objective that's gonna give them a win. And Lucas needs to make the play of his life.
It might not happen though. They can't get close. Once they go in, might be risking anything. Lucas doesn't have the blue buff as well.
Yeah, it's gonna chip away after Dark's health bar. A toss back from Ares to trying to stagger things out. But Lexi also committing a little bit. Papara SuperMassive putting off the Lord. But the Lord is very low. They gotta go all in. It's gonna be after Dark that gets the objective. All that effort from YBG amounting to nothing but death. And Cell gets to pop off once more. Double kill so far. And this game is pretty much in the bag for Papara SuperMassive, unless Lucas can make something happen, but it doesn't seem possible.
They've got the Lord in their possession as well. Lord gonna be marching down the mid side. Man, it's not looking good. No Alexi, no Ares, no front lines as well. Fish God finally getting that reset that he needs. But it's going to be the Fanny who needs to be able to do something about that defense. It's a tall order for YBG.
Yeah, I don't think they have any way of defending this. The best way for the Fish God will try to slow him down with the Glorious Pathway. It's all about throwing bodies to buy a bit of time. 20 seconds is what they need, but they don't have that time. Papara SuperMassive forces the game tree.
Looking happy about it. We doubted the Thamus pick. A little bit non-meta, a little bit weird, so to speak, but they made it work. Apes together strong. And Papara SuperMassive was just unbeatable when they're together as 5. Once you hit that mid-game power spike, Xiao was just dominating left, right, and center. So kudos to both teams though. YBG held up their end of the bargain with a huge front. But at the end of the day, it's a 1-1. It's anyone's game in the next series.
It's gonna be a shocker for YBG, right? They really felt like they had the perfect draft. Fanny, Zuzin had made it to 5th pick. Like a dream come true for YBG, but they couldn't get the snowball going in the early game despite seemingly having a snowball going in the early